So let's talk about This Means War. Is it really that bad after a decade since it came out? I'd say not quite. Get ready, cuz I'm going to defend this film and get to justice. In other words, give it some good old fashioned Big D justice. In this review right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2012 romantic comedy spy flick This Means War, released by Fox, directed by McGee, produced by Will Smith, starring Reese Witherspoon along with Chris Pine and Tom Hardy, who play two CIA agents who are best friends and discover that they're dating the same woman. This film was released on this day, February 17th in 2012, which explains it celebrated its 10th anniversary today. While despite the film got dissed and what have you, I am going to say this film has in a way become a guilty pleasure and what have you. But despite that, it still did well. So let's get started with our story. CIA agent and best friends Franklin FDR Foster and Tuck Hansen are deployed to Hong Kong to prevent international criminal Karl Heinrich from acquiring a weapon of mass destruction. But the mission goes awry, resulting in the death of Heinrich's brother Jonas. Heinrich swears vengeance against them. Upon return to the United States, their boss, Collins, assigns them to desk duty for their protection. FDR is a womanizer whose cover is a cruise ship captain, while Tuck presents himself as a travel agent. Tuck is divorced with a young son named Joe. After attending one of his son's karate classes, Tuck attempts to rekindle his connection to his family, but is rebuffed by his ex-wife, Katie. Well, Tuck sees a commercial for online dating and decides to sign himself up. He matches with Lauren Scott, a product testing executive who is dealing with the recent engagement of her ex-boyfriend. And her best friend Trish enrolled her in the same online dating website. FDR insists on being Tuck's backup for the date and hides nearby, but Tuck and Lauren hit off right away. Shortly thereafter, FDR runs into Lauren in a video store and tries to flirt with her. Not knowing she is Tuck's date, she surmises that he's a ladies' man and ignores him. Intrigued, FDR gate crashes one of Lauren's test groups and coaxes her into going on a date with him. And then FDR and Tuck soon discover that they are seeing the same woman and decide not to tell her that they know each other, not to interfere with each other's dates, and not to have sex with her, letting her instead come to a decision between them. The date with FDR does not go well at the start, and Lauren storms out of the club FDR takes her to. After arguing with him in the street, Lauren sees her ex-boyfriend and his fiancée approaching. So desperate, Lauren grabs FDR and kisses him. She lies to her ex that she and FDR are together, as FDR plays along with the ruse. And FDR demands that Lauren explain what happened and suggests they grab some dinner at a nearby pizza parlor where they talk seriously and hit it off. Later, after dating both men a few times, Lauren feels guilty about dating both at the same time, but is persuaded by Trish to make the best of the situation until sure who to choose. Lauren gives herself a week to make up her mind. Both men bug Lauren's phone so they can spy on her when she is on dates with the other one. They overhear her tell Trish that she is going to need to have sex with them both to decide which one is the right one. This leads to both men taking steps to ensure she does not sleep with the other. After a few more dates, Lauren and Trish discuss the pros and cons of dating more than one guy, especially since Tuck has told Lauren he loves her. FDR discovers that Heinrich has arrived in town to kill him. He interrupts Tuck's date with Lauren to warn Tuck about Heinrich, but Tuck doesn't believe him. They engage in an extended fight, and Lauren discovers that they are best friends. She angrily leaves with Trish, but then the women are kidnapped by Heinrich and his men, who are pursued by FDR and Tuck. Now for the ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Thank you. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. FDR and Tuck rescue Lauren and Trish after a car chase and confess that they are not who they say they are. On Lauren's advice, they shoot out the headlights on Heinrich's SUV, deploying the airbags and sending the car rolling out of control towards the mall. With Lauren standing directly in the path of the approaching SUV, FDR and Tuck on opposite sides of the road urge her to come to their side, and she is saved as she ultimately chooses FDR's side. While Heinrich dies when his car rolls off the elevated freeway and crashes below, Lauren has decided to be with FDR and Tuck and makes amends with him, as they declare their brotherly love for one another. Car chase is picked up by the news, and Katie and Joe see it. Later, Joe is at his karate lesson with Tuck when Katie comes to pick him up. Tuck and Katie reintroduce themselves to each other, and she invites him out for a meal as a family. Shortly thereafter, FDR and Tuck go on a mission. They are about to parachute out of a Chinook helicopter when FDR reveals that he will be marrying Lauren and asks Tuck to be his best man. He reveals that he had SCX with Katie before she met Tuck, but no longer feels guilty about it because Tuck had SCX with Lauren. Tuck reveals that they did not go all the way and angrily tackles FDR out of the helicopter. End of story. So what did I think of This Means War? Well, I've seen it a few times. I actually did go to the theater and see this. This film is pretty funny and what have you. While critics say that, according to Rotten Tomatoes, they say it has a career lowlight for all three of its likable stars, but it is loud, clumsily edited, and neither romantic nor funny. Well, to be honest, I disagree in some ways. It does have some pretty fun moments and what have you. Yeah, everyone dissed it. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone, Roger Ebert, oh boy, Richard Roper, man, horrible. But who cares what they say? I liked This Means War. It was pretty fun. And pretty action-packed, too. And I want to make G's best films. I mean, while I like some other flicks he's done, like Charlie's Angels, for instance. I mean, of course, he also directed the sequel to that, and Terminator Salvation as well. And of course, he's also well known. He was also known for directing music videos, and of course, his company, Wonderland Sound and Vision, which was not involved. He was only the director of this film. Of course, his company, had recently produced TV's Supernatural, as well as some recent movies like the Netflix films of Tall Girl and its sequel. But overall, I feel like a lot of the cast is pretty good. I liked the performances we got from Chris Pine as FDR, Tom Hardy as Tuck. Yes, this was before he even played Bane in The Dark Knight Rises a few months later. Yes, and long before he played Venom. Reese Witherspoon plays Lauren, who is absolutely really good. We also have Warren Christie as Lauren's ex-boyfriend Steve, Till Schweiger as Carl Heinrich, that is. Chelsea Handler plays Trish. We have John Paul Rutten as Joe, Abigail Spencer as Katie. We have Angela Bassett as Collins. We even have Rosemary Harris. You may know her, who played Aunt May in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy as FDR's grandmother. Yeah. Anyway, really something. So anyway, I really did like it and what have you. It didn't quite open up so strong, but it still did okay though. As the film went on to make 156 million worldwide, despite the harsh treatment it got, the music from Christoph Beck wasn't too bad. But overall, This Means War has its ups and downs and what have you. So it's kind of a draw, good and bad. This is a, how should I put it to you this way? It's a so bad it's good movie in my opinion, but you don't have to take my word for it. You be the judge. So in the end, would I recommend This Means War? Considering its story's not too bad. It has a good cast though, and a pretty good score, but and some good action bits and what have you. So would I recommend it? Well, I'd say just to be on the safe side, give it a one-time watch. And if you're not satisfied with it, don't watch it again. I'm just saying, just you be the judge. But again, one-time watch. That's my recommendation, just to be on the safe side. So if you've seen This Means War, please tell me what you thought about in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is a back-to-back review I did for two films I was just talking about, Charlie's Angels from 2000, along with its 2003 sequel, Full Throttle, which McGee directed those. In the upper left-hand corner is my review for Tall Girl, and the bottom right-hand corner is my review for its sequel, Tall Girl 2. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.